Hello, everybody. Yesterday, my business partner and I, who are 15 years apart, we shot a little podcast about how we actually healed ourselves 5 years ago from really painful relationship patterns. So she was 35 then, she was a single mother, I was 49, and both of us were teachers in a game called Appreciation Game, where we were teaching people manifesting processes, and we were going into the synthesis of all the manifestation hacks and manifestation teachings. And a lot of our players, I think at one point we had like 30 players in our game. It was an accountability game. They all started manifesting things. They healed their marriages, and they started realizing that they were the core denominator of the problems in their life. And they started turning it around just simply with the teachings that we had. And so at one point, Ellen and I, we started looking at what we were doing, and we realized that we were not walking the talk. We were basically being safe in relationships that didn't work out. We didn't really have to look at all the patterns in our life. While we were manifesting many things in different areas of our life, we were actually still manifesting really bad relationships in our love life. And so actually, I am very grateful now because I'm now 54. I'm looking back 5 years from now. And actually, I was with a partner who then actually ghosted me. I was 49. I was a manifestation teacher, imagine. I manifested this partner with all my vision boards and all my mind movies because I was a Dr. Joe Dispenza and Abraham Hicks student. And then at one point, he ghosted me. I never heard back from him again, actually. And so can you imagine the pain that I was in? I was in a lot of pain. I was in, I would say, a dark night of the soul. I really, really felt like I was the biggest loser in the world. And of course, this theme of feeling like a loser was already in me, or it would not have been brought out in a relationship. So when my partner Dan ghosted me, Ellen basically broke up with her then boyfriend because it was not the right relationship for her. And we really started deciding, both of us were so fed up. We were fed up with this excuse of that it was the men, it was their fault, it was somehow the other people in our life that made us not manifest what we want. We really started looking inside ourselves, and Ellen and I decided we are going to heal this. And so we embarked on this, I believe, 6-month healing process where we looked at everything in our own patterns, in our own lack of judgment, in our own addictions in terms of wanting validation, wanting love from these unavailable men, wanting safety from somebody who couldn't give it to us. And we then, within 2 weeks of each other, when we stopped healing and we decided we're now going to manifest, within 2 weeks of each other, we manifested my now husband and her now fiancé. And she has 2 children with her fiancé. She was already single mother, so now they have a beautiful family of 3 kids. And 5 years now later, 2025, we're looking back and we realized that we did something extraordinary. We did something that was not usual, because Ellen and I are not the type of people that actually feel safe in relationships. If you look at our family background, there was a lot of justification for why she and I, with all our intelligence and all our, history of therapy and healing and whatnot, that we would still not be able to trust that relationships were safe, and that we could trust men, and that we were able to attract good men or safe men or stable men, consistent men. And so I'm shooting this video because the podcast that we are going to launch is going to be, really breaking down the steps that we took to really heal our inner world, to heal our own patterns, and to no longer stay in victimhood, to no longer stay in blame and resentment towards our parents or our family or even the ex-boyfriends. Right now, I think both Ellen and I, you will see it in our podcast. We really, really are grateful for the lessons of the unavailable men, the lessons of the wounded fathers and the wounded mothers that gave birth to us, and that really helped us become who we are now. And we really feel that we know enough and we lived enough to look back to the women that were attracting men that were not capable, men that were not willing or able, or men that were just as wounded as we were 5 years ago. So if you're listening to this and you really feel I have pain in my love life, I really would like to heal this, not because I'm needy, not because I think I need a man or a woman to complete me, but because I know that I'm an infinite creator. I'm an infinite creator who can heal anything. If there's a wound in my life, it is because I can heal this. This is what Ellen and I decided. We were not going to be, confined to a destiny of repeating the family patterns that we were living. So Ellen and I really, when we look back, we think, wow, we did something amazing. We transformed. We are now living the dream life with our husbands, her family, and her children. And we are having so much, we feel so safe and so confident that we are with the right person because of all the things that we've been through with these men. And so Ellen and I decided to really teach what we've been doing in our podcast and in our free communities that you can join. So in the next weeks, we will be preparing all of that. So if you want to, you can follow me, like me, save this post, and come back when we have all the links when we have all the links for our community and our YouTube platform and our TikTok websites or Instagrams. Thank you so much, and I would love to hear from you, your comments, your questions. We have a 7-step process of change and growth and transformation that we want to share with you. And that 7-step process is really proven. It is really, if you look at the track record that we have with the people that were in our games, our consciousness games, we really can say if you follow these 7 steps and you do it with everything you have and you don't lie to yourself and you don't have dumb excuses, you will be able to manifest because we are born manifestors. Even when we manifest things we don't like, we're manifesting. So anyways, thank you for all of you being here. And I hope that you have been inspired to think about something that's painful in your life where you think, why am I not manifesting what I want? What is missing? There's a lot of things in manifestation. It is actually really about embodiment of the best you, of the future you. And to do that, we need to break some habits. And when you break those habits, oh my God, it's like you will feel that you are better off. Some of the habits that we had as the women that were in relationships with, that made us feel unsafe, that made us feel like we had to settle, made us feel that, maybe I am too demanding, maybe I'm too needy. I can tell you right now, if you're in that pattern where you think there's something wrong with your needs, then probably you come from a belief that your needs will never be met. So you might as well stay with somebody who's not going to meet it. And so Ellen and I didn't believe that. Ellen and I felt deeply and strongly that we can have whatever we want, because one of the spiritual universal laws is that if you can dream it, the universe has the ability to deliver it to you. And when you believe that truly, you cannot tolerate a situation where you allow yourself to settle on any of your dreams, where you allow yourself to be in a relationship dynamic that is not good to you. And so instead of maybe complaining to your partner or demanding from your partner to change, I would say this is what Ellen and I did. We went inside and we started healing our own inner world. We stopped demanding things. We stopped fighting with the men. My boyfriend then ghosted me, so I couldn't even fight with him. Thanks God. Thank you for ghosting me, by the way. Because I think we so often misdirect our energy and attention towards healing, fixing, complaining, fighting, blaming, feeling victimized, feeling that it's the other person that did something to us. But actually, what you will hear in the podcast series that Ellen and I will be launching, the It Is Done podcast, the It Is Done podcast will teach you how to step into the real you, how to heal the wounds that are coming from our childhood patterns, from the legacy from our wounded parents, the wounded cultures that we were born and raised in. We cannot blame our parents. They did not live in a time where you could readily access, therapy, group coaching, manifestation teachings. We as a generation have to do that. And now you're lucky you're here because you can access our podcast and you can access the step-by-step processes that Ellen and I will be putting together so that you know where you are in your love life or in your life to manifest abundance, whatever it is, because manifestation is about a process and it is about a gradual approach to transformation. Most people make this mistake. They want to manifest and they don't look at all the garbage, the subconscious programs that are running their lives. And this is the problem. We need to look at the subconscious programs and all the hidden advantages of staying stuck or staying a victim or staying powerless and blaming the men, the exes, our parents, the culture, the dating apps. It's none of that. Ellen and I met our men on dating apps. But before Ellen and I did our healing work, we were literally also on dating apps and we manifested. We manifested the vision boards. We manifested the mind movies. We manifested everything that we were dreaming and intending and scripting about, but we were still manifesting on the consciousness level of our old self. And the old self didn't feel that she was worthy. The old self didn't feel that men were safe. The old self only had this memory imprint of unsafe men, of men that were unreliable, men that would cheat on our mothers, men that betrayed our mothers. So if you're hearing this, I want you to know you can heal your inner child that doesn't feel safe, that doesn't want to trust, that doesn't want to surrender. You don't have to surrender to a man. You surrender to the meeting with your future self, to the meeting with your destiny. And your destiny has to do with alignment with who you are, has nothing to do with a relationship with anybody else. And when you do that, you can manifest anything. So thank you, everybody. Sending you all lots of love. I'm going to go for now. Bye-bye. I don't even know how to stop this. This is my first live. Okay, how do I stop this? This is so funny. Okay, end live. Bye.